Hello everyone. So this is a next video that I'm putting up. So basically what we're going to do is obviously talk about the now. I understand that everybody's going to have a different situation. I'm just giving you an overview of my situation and ways that I can help. I have to reiterate that I'm not a doctor, so I can't give medical advice on anything. So don't take my advice and go and expect me to do medical miracles. I'm just giving you a sort of update on what's going on with myself, so that then you can apply that to your day to day. So in the now part, at the moment, yesterday I took an aloe vera colon cleanse and 4 Senokot to see if I could pass and still in my bowel at age 40. So now I've had the operation when I was 21, so 19 years, and my bowels are still not passing correctly. What they're saying is, as I eat, it's pushing things along. So there is slight nerve damage in the top half of my bowels. So the top half of my colon seems to be not blocked, but everything is moving very slowly, so the transit is slow. This is nerve damage due to diabetes, because obviously I've developed diabetes at age 29 from the foods and things, not being healthy. So this could happen. Not saying it's going to happen to everyone, but other things can develop. The idea here is to keep the colon empty. So as you're after surgery, you need to develop habits of eating well, things that can help move along. If there is nerve damage, then the more you eat, the more it moves it along. So in the second part, we're just going to talk. Obviously, I haven't spoke about when I was born and stuff. So I was born with Hirschsprung's disease on New Year's Day. I've got a twin. I was born in St Thomas's Hospital. Back then, there was no Facebooks or technology, or nobody knew. So there was a doctor called Dr. Lawson. He had studied Hirschsprung and he was based at St Thomas's Hospital. So I understand that the operation is done on children and babies, but in 1978 my mum did not want me to have it. So I actually had Hirschsprung from birth until I was 21. So the truth is, as I got older, my mum knew how to help me manage it, and I felt as I reached my teenage years, it was easier to have Hirschsprung because I could not go to the toilet for, say, a month, and that wouldn't really affect me as in pain-wise. I would just get more full up, and then eventually she would have to extract it. But it was different. We had enemas and we had Microlax, but it had to be removed physically, because it would basically, the more it was in the colon, it would just impact together. So it started becoming solid like a brick. So then I was unable to pass that because it's so solid that you just can't move. After a couple of months, I then got scared and didn't tell anyone, and the longest I didn't go to the toilet was 4 months, and then eventually I'd have to have a fecal disimpaction and get it removed under surgery. So that part of the whole life, that whole the 21 years of living with Hirschsprung and what it did, obviously I'm going to be covering it, but not in 5-minute videos. It's going to take a while. I do welcome any questions that you can email me to hirschsprungdiaries@gmail.com. The spelling, get the correct spelling from the description at the bottom. So I'll just be giving ideas. It's going to be a little bit boring at first, I get that, but this is a real life person who now at 40 doesn't have Hirschsprung but has the after effects of Hirschsprung. So adhesions, I'm constantly in and out of hospital. I have a CT scan in a few weeks to check on the colon now to see where it's going, because obviously the older I get, the more control I need to look into. So please feel free to ask me questions about things that prompt me to talk to you more, because I can only give a diary of my life and what I've been through. So, you know, right now, you know, where I was born, I spent all my life in hospital when I was little. I lived in St Thomas's for a little while, and I was used as a guinea pig to test on, because there was no information or much research wasn't done. I was constantly tested and tested and tested, to the point where I just had enough, like, by the time I reached 21. So I just thought, you know, I'm going to have this operation, and I set my mind to have this operation. So I'm going to just cover parts of my life growing up. So I will talk about the now, what's happening today, give you a bit of background, a diary of what we went through, and then answer your questions. But I need questions from you guys to answer. Subscribe. Send it to anyone with Hirschsprungs only. We don't want anyone who's not involved in Hirschsprung, or parents or anyone like that. It's just for someone to give an account and a story of Hirschsprung and how it's affected and brought me here today. Loads to talk about.